Happy birthday, Taurus! It's Amanda here with your May 2019 RuneScope. This month, in conjunction with our runes, I will be using Tarot in Wonderland. This is by Barbara Mora and Eugene Smith. Then as always, after this video, be sure to join me for part 2 of your May reading over on my Vimeo channel. I will be pulling and interpreting one card from the Witchlings Oracle by Paulina Cassidy. So that link to Vimeo is below. But let's jump in to May. See what your birthday month holds here, Taurus. As always, be sure to check your rising sign as well, Taurus, because in these general readings, I'm talking to so many people, sometimes your messages are more likely to come through actually in your rising sign videos. So check that out. Make sure I didn't drop one here. No. Also, if you'd like to get a birthday reading, it's the start of your new year, so if you'd like to get a private session with me, just drop me a line at my email address. It's here in the video and also below with the link to the Vimeo channel. runescopesforyou@gmail.com. Your birthday is an excellent time to get a reading because it is the start of your personal new year. So definitely drop me a line if you want to do that. Also, if you wish to share my channel, support the channel and share it on social media with your friends, your family members. If you watch a particular video and think it would help someone, if it resonates with what they're going through, please do share it. Kind of pay it forward so that, you know, sometimes it just takes someone getting the right message at the right time. So definitely feel free to do that. I would greatly appreciate it. But in general, what are you Tauruses doing here? Challenge or focus in May. Got the Three of Swords in reverse. And here's what this looks like in the upright. These are very shiny cards. So try to keep the glare off as best I can. Let me see what's coming through here with the runes. And Three of Swords in reverse. Well, I feel like you have seen someone's true colors, Taurus, and you don't trust them. You know, I feel like you're just very guarded with someone, and for whatever reason, they may be showing back up, or, you know, maybe they've always been in your life, but they're, I don't know, maybe they're asking you to do something or trying to reconnect, or for some reason it's coming up in May that someone that you don't trust is reappearing, or there's dealings with them, and it's coming up as your challenge though. So maybe for some of you the challenge may be paying attention to those red flags and not kind of being drawn back in, not ignoring red flags. If this is someone who's newer on the scene, it does seem like they the rune of repeated lessons is coming up. So, I mean, even if it is a new person, it may be like, okay, I'm seeing similar red flags to somebody who turned out to be bad news. I need to not ignore those. But, you know, it could be a challenge if you are, especially if it's like a romantic thing and, you know, you're really looking for a relationship and hoping, you know. We tend to put all our eggs in one basket with that a lot. Like whoever shows up, oh, you know, they're my soulmate. It does appear that if you're seeing red flags, if that's the situation, your challenge is to recognize those and be like, you know, this reminds me of so-and-so, or this reminds me of my ex, or, you know. Trust your intuition too, because there is kind of, and also if you've already caught someone in a lie or a betrayal or like sketchy details or something not checking out, like they said they were going to be somewhere or show up at a certain time and they didn't, or, you know, don't waste your time on somebody who's not being honest from the get-go. I mean, you know, because if they're gonna mess it up that early, what's it going to be like down the road, right? So now keep in mind, because this is a general reading, Taurus, this could be you. It could also be someone else going through this. So like I said, if you know that it's someone close to you that you care about dealing with something like this, share the video with them so maybe they can get some guidance or help on that situation. But So yeah, the challenge is to not repeat a cycle of betrayal, or not to give a liar or a deceitful person another shot, or to recognize that those traits, even if they're in a new person. In the present energy, so for most of you, this is going to be end of April into early May. We've got the Page of Wands in reverse. And here's what he looks like in the upright. For some of you, this could be a child that you're dealing with. A child, a teenager. And maybe specifically what they're doing regarding career, what they're doing with money, what they're doing, how they're spending their money. It could be a fire sign child, or somebody with a lot of Aries, Sag, or Leo in their chart. They could be reckless, okay? Now, for some of you, this could have involved a car accident or being pulled over, because we do have like something that costs money related to a vehicle, related to travel, related to relocation. It could be your kids saying they've moved out, they're living with someone, and then you find out, like maybe someone you approve of, and then you find out, well, they're not, they're actually living with somebody that you don't approve of, right? Again, there's lies, deceit, and I do feel like you're like, I want to trust my kid, if it's your kid. I want to trust my kid, but, they've been dishonest. They have a history of kind of lying to cover their tracks, or, this could also be somebody saying they've gotten a job, or they're going to get a job, or they're looking for a job so they can move out, and they're not. So yeah, because this is in the present, I feel like for most of you, like if this was like being pulled over, or, a car accident or whatever, and maybe they were like, no, we weren't drinking, or we weren't on anything, or we weren't, maybe that's not the case, especially if you've caught this person in lies before. Again, though, whoever this is, it doesn't have to be your child, but because it's a page, those are normally younger energies. If it's an adult, they're certainly acting very immature, particularly when it comes to money and responsibilities, and driving, and looking for work. But yeah, for some of you, I'm kind of getting this energy of a kid that, keeps saying they're going to move out, but they're not. They're going to get a job, but they're, they're not really being very motivated about it. And the degrees of this will vary, again, because I'm talking to so many people. So for some of you, this could be quite a big lie. For others of you, it's again, and though I feel like no matter the case, it's par for the course. This is not the first time somebody has attempted to kind of pull the wool over your eyes, Taurus. So you are right to distrust what's happening here, or you're right to not believe this person. For some of you, perhaps this is the other parent of this child, or this could be them as well, behaving like a child. So, but yeah, there's something disruptive coming up around money, around vehicles. Again, accidents, delays, somebody saying they're gonna, show up for something, but then they're like, oh no, I gotta work. They may be using work as an excuse. You check on it and find out, well, they didn't have to work at all because they ended up going to this other place. Maybe you see on social media. So I think you're catching somebody in a lie, Taurus, in May, and then you have to decide what to do with that information. But again, it's your challenge to, take past experience and use that to your advantage in May. The help that's going to be available, we've got the Ace of Cups in reverse, and here's what it looks like in the upright. So yeah, hidden information is coming out. And while it may be disappointing, again, emotionally disappointed that someone's lying to you, that someone's trying to take advantage of your good nature, trying to get money out of you, use you. Somebody could be dealing with legal troubles too. For some, it could be related to an accident. It could be related to a DUI. It could be related to, some kind of driving under the influence. And they, could be coming to borrow money from you and telling you that they need it for something else. So again, if somebody's asking to borrow money from you, Taurus, again, the reason they're telling you, it's not the real reason. It's actually, they've gotten themselves into quite a mess by being irresponsible or just outright dumb about things. So, and I feel like you know this though. So, anything hidden is going to come out. Anything anybody is trying to keep on the down low is going to come out. And while you're not going to be happy that they were trying to take advantage of you, you can then use that information to act accordingly. And again, it's going to vary who this person is for you and who they are to you, Taurus. This information that comes out, though, especially if it's a child or anyone behaving like a child, is that you can set new boundaries based on this information. You can take this information and say, okay, here, look, I know you lied to me about this. I know that this is not what really happened, or I know this is not what you needed this money for. But here's the way we're going to do this from here on out. You're not going to take advantage of me anymore. Or, if you're going to behave like this, then you need to get your own place and by this date, and you may be setting a date in the fall because this is the rune of harvest time. So you may be like, come September 21, you need to hit the road, Jack. What must be accepted? Got the Knight of Pentacles. Now, so this could be you, Taurus. This is a Capricorn, Taurus, or a Virgo. It could also be another Taurus or anybody under those signs here. You're going to be very practical about this. I do feel like for most of you, this is your energy, and we are talking about a child or a younger sibling, somebody that you have always been protective of or had to look after for whatever reason, even if they're not maybe your own child. You maybe have taken on that role in their life at some point and still feel like you're the one stuck doing that. There will be some conflict with someone close to you, but you are the one being straightforward and practical about it. Now, just because this is a knight, these court cards can be male or female. So this could just as easily be a female Taurus, of course. And you're going to be right to be practical about this and especially about money. I do feel like if it's regarding money, you're going to be like, no, you're going to pay back actually every cent of this. If you've already given the money and they used it for something that was not what they told you it was for, you're going to pay back this money and you're going to do it on this schedule. Because I really just see you're kind of fed up with this behavior here, Taurus. And maybe it's something like it's someone else's car or maybe, the insurance had to pay out and now your rates have gone up and you're like, well, you're paying this insurance from now on this vehicle since you're responsible for this. So I do see it taking a hard line, Taurus, but again, it's coming up as your challenge because we don't want to believe somebody's lying to us, whether it's your kid or not. It's never fun to think that somebody is not being honest with us or feeding us a line or trying to get something out of us or just using us. But so I think you're going to be, I'm not really seeing anger, although that could play a part in it. Because again, it's like you kind of already know as soon as you hear this hard luck story or you are, whatever this line is they're trying to kind of feed you, I feel like from the get-go, here we go again, right? So, for some of you, it may be like, I already know this, so I'm enforcing my boundaries. And that may be what causes the disagreement or argument because they're like, they're mad that, mom or dad is not going to bail them out again or this friend is not going to help me or my ex won't help me get out of this. But that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be the one, using the common sense, the practicality, and yeah, really thinking things through. I really see you coming up with a plan, thinking this out. Because the Knight of Pentacles is very methodical. He's a slow-moving knight, but he's always looking long-term, not short-term. And I'm seeing that May is a month of long-term, particularly when you're thinking about this person and kind of like, what is this going to be? Like looking down the road. How is life going to be like for this person if they don't start having some boundaries, if they don't learn that they can't keep treating people this way, or at least that they're not going to treat me this way anymore. So the outcome, we do have the Two of Swords. So you could end the month kind of in a stalemate with this person. Like you could, you know, I'm just seeing a teenager kind of slamming the door and not speaking. There could be, you know, it could be a month of you being very guarded around this person. There could be a complete like cessation of speaking to each other, you know, for a while. I do feel like many of you are going to take a hard line if you're in the position that you're able to do so, if it's your house, your rules. And we have the power to do that in any relationship, right? We don't have to allow people to take advantage of us, whether it's in an emotional way, a financial way. If you've got somebody who's been crashing at your house for months, you know, you don't have to put up with that. Because we've got the Two of Swords here, I'm feeling like, you know, it may be a couple of months. It's a temporary thing. So within a couple of months, this could be rectified or worked out, or, you know, in this long-term view or plan that you've kind of laid out could start to reap benefits or show results. So this will be resolved. And I don't think this is going to color the whole month, Taurus. I just, you know, we always kind of, the purpose of these readings is to kind of prepare you for whatever the month may hold in regards to challenges, and this is what's coming up. So, but again, it's nothing you haven't dealt with before. It's nothing you haven't been through before. It's hardly new. So, you're used to this person's behavior or this type of person. You know this type of liar so well that you can see right through the BS from the get-go. But so yeah, I do feel like you're going to be very guarded about letting this person back in, or certainly letting them kind of wheel and deal or con you into something else, because you've taken a new view on this. The blank rune indicates that this is what's supposed to happen. You know, you are supposed to, even if it does mean your kid won't talk to you for a while. Yeah, they're upset. So what? Welcome to life. We all get upset sometimes. You know, you got to make your own way. You can't depend on other people to bail you out all the time. So mom and dad aren't going to be around all the time. Or if it's your ex, it's like, look, I'm no longer responsible or beholden to you for your screw ups. You know, whoever this is. And if it's somebody newer on the scene that, again, was just maybe displaying deceitful behavior from before, perhaps some of you, and this was just coming through, like this is someone you're dating and this is their kid. So there could be some disagreements with parenting style. You know, maybe you're like, I would not pay for that mistake, or, you know. And maybe that's going to be maybe they can't handle that. But again, kind of wait and see, because I feel like in a couple of months, like maybe by July, there will be a new approach to this, or this could be resolved, you know, or at least kind of come to a guarded agreement with the Two of Swords. But there may be kind of a break in between where everybody just kind of needs to regroup and kind of think about things. That's good. I feel like that's going to be needed, whoever this is. And you need to stand your ground here, Taurus. Because, you know, you may be like, well, you know, that's fine if you want to put up with that kind of treatment, but I will never be treated that way by by anybody's kid. So, you know. So yeah, I do feel like you're ending the month with a decision made and you're sticking to it. And You know, yes, it may be challenging if you really care about this person, but I do feel like this is something that, you know, for you, it's a deal breaker, perhaps. So again, you'll just have to gauge it personally by your own standards, what your own expectations here, Taurus. But yeah, maybe over on Vimeo, as I mentioned, I'm going to shuffle the witchlings. I want to see what further messages they have for us over there about who this may involve, or who this may be in the reading. So yeah, check out that link below. Thanks so much for stopping by, Taurus. Happy birthday once again, and I'll see you back here next time.